Imagine waking up to the sound of waves crashing against the shore, a strange but soothing rhythm that seems to pull you out of your sleep. The air is thick with the scent of salt water and something else, something unfamiliar that hangs in the air like a secret waiting to be uncovered. You open your eyes to find yourself not in your bed, but lying on the cold, wet sand of a deserted beach. The sky is overcast, heavy with clouds that threaten rain, and the sea stretches out before you, an endless expanse of dark, churning water. You try to remember how you got here, but your mind is a blur of confusion and fragments of a dream you can't quite grasp. The only thing you know for certain is that you're alone, stranded in a place that feels both familiar and foreign. As you stand and take in your surroundings, a shiver runs down your spine, not from the cold, but from a deep, instinctual sense of unease. The beach is littered with debris, as if a storm has recently passed, leaving behind a trail of broken shells, twisted seaweed, and something else, small, metallic objects glinting in the dim light. You walk towards them, your feet sinking into the wet sand with each step, and as you get closer, you realize they're old coins, tarnished and worn by time. You pick one up, feeling its weight in your hand, and notice strange symbols etched into its surface, symbols that stir something in the back of your mind, like a memory from another life. Before you can make sense of it, you hear a noise behind you, a rustling in the tall grass that borders the beach. You turn sharply, heart pounding, but see nothing, just the wind sweeping through the grass making it sway like a living thing. But then you see it, partially hidden among the stalks, a figure watching you. The figure is cloaked, its face obscured by a hood, and it stands perfectly still, as if waiting for you to make the first move. Fear grips you, but so does curiosity. A burning need to know who this person is and why they're here, in this place that feels like the edge of the world. Without thinking, you start walking towards the figure, the coins clutched tightly in your hand. But as you approach, the figure turns and disappears into the grass, moving with an unnatural speed and silence. You break into a run, desperate not to lose sight of them, but the grass grows thicker and taller the deeper you go, until it's almost impossible to see where you're going. Still, you push forward, driven by a strange compulsion, a sense that this figure holds the answers to the questions swirling in your mind. Just when you think you've lost them, the grass suddenly clears, and you find yourself standing in front of an ancient, weathered building. It's a lighthouse, its towering structure rising up against the stormy sky. The light at the top flickering weakly like a dying flame. The door is ajar, creaking on its rusty hinges as it sways in the wind. The figure is nowhere to be seen, but you know they're inside, waiting for you. You step inside the lighthouse and the door slams shut behind you with a force that shakes the entire structure. The air inside is thick with the smell of damp wood and old forgotten things. The walls are lined with dusty shelves filled with strange artifacts, maps, books, bottles of unknown liquids, and more of the coins you found on the beach. The floorboards creak under your weight as you move deeper into the room, your eyes adjusting to the dim light. You feel a presence in the room with you, but when you turn around, there's no one there. Just the eerie, oppressive silence that seems to swallow every sound. You find a staircase leading up to the top of the lighthouse, the steps narrow and winding. As you ascend, the air grows colder and the sense of unease intensifies, as if you're climbing into the heart of something dark and dangerous. The walls close in around you, the space becoming tighter with each step, until you finally reach the top, breathless and trembling. The room at the top is small and circular, with windows that offer a panoramic view of the stormy sea. In the center of the room is a large, ornate chest, its surface covered in the same strange symbols as the coins. The chest is locked, but there's something familiar about it, something that calls to you, urging you to open it. As you approach, you notice a key on the floor beside it, old and rusted, but perfectly shaped to fit the lock. You pick it up, your hand shaking as you insert it into the lock and turn it. The chest opens with a loud creak, revealing its contents, a collection of old yellowed papers covered in faded writing that's difficult to read. But as you sift through them, you start to make out a story. A story about a group of explorers who set out to find a lost treasure, only to disappear without a trace. The last entry is a warning, scrawled in hurried, frantic handwriting. The lighthouse holds the key, but beware the guardian. It is not of this world.